Okay, we have another exclusive back-to-back. We have Justice Srikrishna joining us on the phone line. This is a mega coup back-to-back. Justice Srikrishna, who headed the committee. Justice Srikrishna, good evening to you, sir. This is Chandra joining you from ET now. We've been talking on the phone. The report is finally out. Can you give us your overall impressions? Have you taken a middle ground between Europe's GDPR and the free market US? We haven't been able to go through the entire 213 pages.
Okay. During the press interview which ensued immediately after the presentation of the report to the minister, I made a point and said that there are three foci in this. One focus, the principal focus is the citizen whose right has to be protected. There is the state who also has some protection needed for its right, because otherwise state cannot administer things. And then the industry and trade who have to be protected, otherwise you will throttle the trade. So this is some kind of a balancing effort of all the three. That's exactly what we have done.
Sir, quickly want to get your comment on two important points that people were looking forward to. I'm going to start with data localization. You've taken a very different stance from the RBI, which said all payment data needs to be stored in India. You have given a threefold approach. Can you tell us how this is going to work out? What will be only in India? What will be only abroad? What can the regulators take a call on?
Depending on the criticality of the data, the regulator may say we'll not allow it to be stored anywhere else. Those are the topmost things. And some which will be allowed to be stored elsewhere if there is also a mirror image kept in India, so that it is easily accessible. And finally, one overriding power to the government to transfer from one to another depending on the circumstances. That is a threefold thing that we have done.
Right. Sir, on Aadhaar, you have suggested two amendments. One with respect to how you need to bolster privacy, and one on how Aadhaar...
Frankly, Aadhaar is a collateral thing. Aadhaar was really not the basic thing about the present terms of reference. But I can't say that it is totally irrelevant, because it is also going to be affected. So we have suggested that you better strengthen Aadhaar, make it amenable to the general scheme of the Data Protection Act in the manner that we have suggested. But probably the government will deal with it independently. It has nothing to do with the bill that we have done.
Right. Sir, in the run-up to this report, there were criticisms that, the committee did not make the minutes of the meeting public. They did not make the submissions public. How do you respond to that? And, could there have been a more transparent way of going about drafting the data protection law?
Look, I love my profession. I'm an open, transparent person. That doesn't mean that I'm going to allow my bathroom windows to be open all the time. When I am having a bath, I shut down the window. There's a limit to which what you can take. What is a work in process should not be interrupted by this kind of queries. After it is over, put it in public domain. That is transparency. Give a reason why you have said so. That is transparency, which is exactly what we have done. Now there is a bill which is there in public domain. It's already put on the website. And there is a report which gives the reason why it has been done.
Right. So, in terms of having a data regulator as well as penalties, can you take us through that? How strict is this going to be? Will it also be, criminally punishable? Yeah, just take us through the provisions there.
No, there is a provision for civil penalties. But if somebody refuses to follow, what do? There has to be some kind of sanction against him. If somebody obstinately says, I will not care, you do what you like, I will not pay the amount, I will keep on doing what I am doing. What do you do with such person? Therefore, there has to be threat of the danda. That's the only extreme situation. Otherwise, regularly it will be civil penalties, subject to adjudication.
Right. Also, sir, I want to understand, it's in the public domain now, but in terms of how long it's going to take before it becomes law, has Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad given you any indication at all on the timeline?
Hello. The minute I signed the report and handed it to the minister, I am out of the picture. Now you address all questions to the minister now. I am nowhere in the picture. I do not control the parliamentary process. My job is done. I'm going home.
Right.
Okay? All good luck to you.
Right, sir. Before you go home, just a couple of questions.
Any questions?
Okay, there you had it, Justice. Right, sir, just one more question on the user part of the report. What rights does this give user in terms of control over their data, ownership over their data, the right to be forgotten and erasure? Just give us that part.
See, we have dealt with all that, right to be forgotten, then right to have it rectified, right to withdraw totally consent, but all subject to certain consequences that are enumerated there. So please look at it carefully, you will get answers to all these queries. All right? Now can I go home?
Krishna, Justice Srikrishna, good evening. Just one question. When you met with Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, can you give us a sense of how the meeting went, how open the government is and its commitment to come out with a data protection law? Because that is indeed the next step. And like you said, the principal focus has to be that the citizens are protected.
My impression is that the government is very serious about it. They are going to take it forward without undue delay. And they also want to make sure that this is going to be, the digital economy is going to be empowered by it, and India will be the front runner in the digital space. That is exactly the impression that I got. I'm sure the minister intends to follow it up with his words.